So go ahead, disappear, go as far as you can go. If you know nothing else in life, I hope you always know it as long as I am. You will always know where to find me. I'll be right on the side. There's thunder in my blood tonight. I'm gonna rock stars. Sorry about that. Friends, Eric Andreas, YourGuitarSage here. So glad to see you guys. I'm absolutely so excited today. I'm going to be with you for the next 2 hours. If you are looking at how to play chords, scales, licks, riffs, bits, whatever you want to call it, motifs all over the neck, friends, you've come to the right place, because for the next 2 hours, I'm going to show you the 3 top things that I'm constantly thinking, that most pro guitar players are constantly thinking when they're playing guitar, just like just now, to help navigate the neck to where it's not a million notes that you're like, how in the world would you do that? There are things that you can do. And I'm going to show you those 3 things today. It's going to be a blast. We're going to do that for the first hour. So from 12 to 1 p.m. Central Time today, I'm going to be teaching you this stuff, okay? I have some real world examples like that one just now. I've got 3 tunes for you to play. The first one just now, which was called Follow the Lightning by my band Gabriel the Bull, and 2 other songs later on that I will show you real world examples like how I was thinking using this exact stuff in order to create parts, in order to come up with solos, etc., etc. Okay, so you guys are going to get this stuff integrated, okay? It's going to take about an hour. It's okay. You're totally going to absorb this stuff. You're going to get it. You won't forget it. And once you know it, it's going to absolutely change the way you think about the guitar. Then from 1 p.m. then at the 1 o'clock mark, I'm going to do a giveaway. That's right. I'm going to give away this beautiful Epiphone Les Paul gold top guitar along with a lifetime of guitar lessons from me via the Unstoppable Guitar System /365. Then we have 3 runners-up who are also going to get lifetime lessons from me via the Unstoppable Guitar System /365. Normally a $685 bit for lifetime lessons, but we have a special for you today. Just hang on and I'll let you know about that. Okay, so over $3,000 worth of goodies that we're going to give away at the top of the hour, but everybody is going to win today, and I'll tell you about that in just 1 second. So after those big giveaways there, a whole nother hour, I'm going to be with you to answer questions in real time. So all the stuff that we're talking about, you're going to be good, okay? Because I'm going to be here showing you how to do it, and I'm going to be getting your questions from 12 or from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Also, now here's how everybody wins. If you are just tuning in, if you have not done so already, there's a link. It's in the description of the video, and it should be pinned to the top of the chat there. Everything that I'm teaching you today, I'm giving to you for free, okay? I'm giving you nearly 40 videos for absolutely free. You don't have to do anything, okay? Other than click on that link, that'll bring you to the spot to register. It's a first name, email, that's it. We don't sell emails, we don't sell names, that's crap. I don't know why people do that. We don't do that. It's just to literally get you the courses. So for signing up, for that, what I'm doing is I'm literally giving you these 2 courses today, the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard, which over 500,000 people have gone through already, and I'm giving you a course by the exact same name, Play Chords, Scales, Licks, and Solos All Over the Neck, and it's literally what we're talking about today, but in a lot more detail, and I have PDFs for you, diagrams, images. You're going to see some of those today. So if you're like, Eric, I never want to download your 40 free videos. I don't want all the free stuff you're giving me. Okay, if that's you, then just watch today, because I still am going to have the diagrams. So whatever your commitment level is, I'm here for you. Okay, if you don't want to get any of the free courses, you don't have to. I'm going to have the PDFs on the screen for you. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. You're going to get this. Okay. So that's how everybody wins today. If you haven't done that already, then please do that, because it absolutely is going to make all the difference of you getting this or not getting this, okay? You got to be looking at these PDFs, and I built all this stuff for you for free, okay? So go get that stuff. Click that first link, description of video, or in the top of the chat, okay? All right, other stuff I need to tell you, because we're getting ready to jump straight into this, okay? Oh yeah, I'll tell you about the specials real quick, but you'll see them when you sign up. $222 off of the Unstoppable Guitar System today. It's normally $685. It'll be $222 off. Why? Because that's an auspicious number, and I don't know, I think it's cool. We are also introducing, I won't even tell you about that. Mike, if I forget, remind me to tell them about the thing that we're doing new. I got several things to tell you. We'll do that at the giveaway time, okay? All right, I think that's everything. Anything else I need to mention, Mike?
For the specials.
For the specials, yeah.
Yearly is a new thing.
Yeah, yearly is new. Okay, so yeah, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about it right now. So we have recently introduced a yearly subscription, so FYI, if you wanna get into that, you can. You can get into the whole system, it's $19 a month, or if you broke that down, it comes out to, I don't know, a little less than $240 a year. We're doing a year membership for $180, but today, $30 off from that. So literally $150. If you're paying monthly and you want to go yearly, then we would welcome that. So there you go. We'll talk more about that later. I want to teach you guys a bunch of stuff that's absolutely going to revolutionize the way that you guys think about the guitar, okay? So first off, let me show you the PDFs that I'm looking at. Mike, can you share my screen? It doesn't have to be now. Just give me a heads up. Yeah, give me a heads up when you do. Okay, so literally what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you here are the three ideas, okay? And if you don't have these integrated, it's one thing to say, I know that smoking is bad for me, but I still smoke, right? To know something, just knowing it doesn't mean that it's going to do anything for you. What happens is you have to apply it. You have to do the thing, right? You got it ready? Okay. Yep. Okay, I'll tell you in just a second, Mike. Unless it's up already. If it's up, then I'll just jump into it. So you've got to integrate this stuff, right? So the three things that I'm going to be sharing with you, I'm going to get to right now because Mike's going to share the screen with me. Whenever you're ready, Mike. So we're going to integrate this stuff, okay? All right. So here you go. This is the course that you guys are getting for free. This is what I want you to have for after this, and this is exactly how I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you something called movable springboards, stationary springboards, the adjacent string trick, and the cage system. But now I've taught these before, right? Why wouldn't you? Because they're literally the core of understanding the guitar neck. If you don't know these four things, and what I mean by know them is I mean integrated into your playing, then you're going to be handicapped in what you're doing. So you may know the subject, you may know the idea, but unless it's integrated, it's not going to help. We're going to integrate them today. And I'm going to show you exactly why it is and how it is that you're going to integrate these. So even though I've taught these things before, and we'll teach them to the day I die, because they are so valuable, they're so huge, they're going to move the needle so much for you, I'm going to keep teaching them, right? But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you how to truly integrate this stuff, and that's the big part of this lesson. Okay, so stationary springboards, adjacent string trick, and the cage system, okay? There you go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start with something called springboards, okay? And what you're looking at right now is what I call stationary springboards. Stationary springboards, and if you were to look on the internet about this subject, you're not going to find anything, because I came up with that name springboards for me, for just this is what I teach my students, and I came up with little names and stuff like that. So I don't know, people may teach this some other way, they may, I just don't even know, but I'm just telling you, if you search for it, you're not going to find it that way. You'll find my videos talking about it. So springboards, think about it like this. You could call them bookmarks. If you're on page 262 of a Harry Potter novel, and the next day you come back and you're like, what page was that? And you're flipping through and you're, oh, it was 262. Even if you remembered it, you're having to flip through some pages. It takes a little bit of time. But if you had put a bookmark in there, right, put the book down, the next time you came to it, boom, it's right there, save a bunch of time, no guessing about where you were. This is what springboards are for the guitar, okay? They're bookmarks for the guitar. And so there are areas that you would have memorized. Super easy, okay? This isn't hard stuff. But once I show it to you and we build upon it, so a lot of this stuff, a lot of these beginning things you may know, but how we're gonna apply them is everything, okay? So we know, right? If we don't, here we go. We know that the strings in their open position are E, A, D, G, B, and E, right? As denoted right there on our diagram. So from the thick string to the thin string, see far left there, E, A, D, G, B, E. You're going to memorize that, okay? Every Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Remember that acronym from when you learned how to play the open strings with me, right? Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Now, another springboard that we need to remember is that anything on the guitar, if you do up to the 12th fret, or if you play at the 12th fret, is a duplicate of that note. It's just one octave higher. In scientific terms, the frequency is double the lower frequency. Does that make sense? So for instance, if this is an E, if we come to the 12th fret, that's also an E, but it's one octave higher, and literally it's vibrating at twice the speed. If I play this open A, and I play the 12th fret, also an A, but one octave higher, okay? And we could do this for all 12 of these, or for all 6 of these, playing it at the 12th fret. Get it? Got it? Good. So that's springboard 2, all right? We got the open position, E, A, D, G, B, E, 12th string, or 12th fret, E, A, D, G, B, E, right? Same thing. That's why you can play the E minor chord here, and you can play an E minor chord here, and it's the same thing, it's just one octave higher, okay? Good, got it. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, if you're looking at this diagram here, if you've ever tuned a guitar to itself, I've got videos on this inside of the Unstoppable Guitar System. I have them on YouTube for you for free. They're inside the course that I'm giving you today, standard. But one way that I teach guitar players to tune, right, musicians how to tune, is to tune the guitar to itself. Because sometimes you might just have one string that's out. You don't need to go get the tuner and, you know, waste a bunch of time. If all the other strings are in tune, that one string just got bumped, right? That one tuning peg got bumped. So I teach you how to tune the guitar to itself by going to the 5th fret. Now look at number 3 here. You can see how it says A, D, G, B, E, A. Because the arrow that's pointing to that other A, that's the same note. So here's an open A, which is the 5th string. And if you go to the 5th fret of that line that's all the way at the bottom, if you go to the 5th fret, which is right above the numeral 3, you'll see an A. And those two notes should sound the same. If we play them together, if they're in tune, they'll be the same note. So they're unison, but that right there is another springboard, right? So there you go. And so once you learn how to tune the guitar, you'll know that this is an A. Now why? Now here's the integration. Now why is that helpful? Okay, well, many reasons. If I'm playing bar chords and I want to know what this bar chord is here, well, I know that this is an A. Why? Because I started down here and said E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp? No, I did it a lot quicker than that. I knew that this was an A sharp because this is an A. Okay, so that is my springboard. That's the thing that I want to commit to memory along with 1 and 12. Because if someone asks me what this note is, I don't have to work my way up E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, etc., until I go 11 frets. I start at the 12th fret knowing that that's an E already because that's an E. And it's one octave, it's the same. So here's an E, here's an E. So now I just work backwards in my musical alphabet as I teach you in the free course I'm giving you today. So here's E. So this note would be an E flat. 1 step instead of 11 steps, okay? So this is how guitar players do it, is they have these places on the neck that they have memorized, and then they base things off of that, right? You've heard of benchmark. A benchmark is a place that we say, okay, we know what this is, so That's what we're doing here, okay? So we have open position, we have the 12th fret, we've got the 5th fret, which once you go through UGS standard, or you go through that tuning video and you do this, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. So this here is a D, 5th fret of the A string, so the second line from the bottom there's an open A, open string, 5, and then I go to the 5th fret and I hit that, and that's my D, and my open D is on the 4th string. So, now again, that's one thing to know, but it's a whole nother thing to be able to immediately recognize when you need it. So if somebody said, Eric, what's this note? I would say a D sharp, not because I'm magical. I would just know that that's a D, right? We don't have to start from here, go backwards from here. We're in the middle of the neck. Let's start from that note that we know. So what we're doing is subdividing the neck a little bit here just so we have some touchstones, some places that we absolutely know the name of that note immediately, and then we can, whether we're going flat or sharp, you know, low or high, from that note, we know what the next note will be, okay? Reference note. Okay, and in the same way that we went from 0 to 12, anything you play on the guitar, if you want to play something further up the neck, as we talk about in the title there, we're just talking about 1 octave up, so you just move 12 frets up. So if that's true, anything that we did here at the 5th fret, the 5th and 4th fret when we just tuned, would be done at the what? What fret? 17th fret, I heard somebody say. So 5 plus 12 is 17, right? So here's the 5th fret. So 5 plus 12 is going to be the same note. So if I know this is an A from tuning my string, and it's right there on my springboard, it's number 3 of my springboards. So I know 4 is go to the 17th fret, and that's also an A. Easy enough. So now if I'm soloing up here, I don't have to use this as a reference or anything down here. I'm literally using this as a reference because it's the same notes. Does that make sense? Okay, if that doesn't make sense, you really need to integrate that, and that's why I'm giving you the course today, okay? That might be, knowing those are really important, okay? Now, we also have movable springboards. And so all of this, look at, if you're joining us late, it's okay. I'm going to guide you through this whole thing, and I'm giving you this free course. So make sure you get that, and then you can go back and watch this later, okay? Or you can watch the course later. Okay, next thing is movable springboards. Now this, God, I use this. These 3 things that I'm showing you today, I use constantly. And by the way, this is still counting as one because this is what I call springboards, okay? So this is kind of, there's really 4 things, but these 2 things are 1, springboards. Okay, so we have stationary springboards, just showed you that. Movable springboards are springboards that move. So if we remember that this, if this is a G, now it doesn't even have to, we don't even have to know what the name is for this phenomenon to work, okay, whatever it's called. So this note, if we wanted to find the octave of this note, we go down 2 strings, 1, 2, we go up 2 frets, 1, 2, and that's a note by the same name. We don't even have to know the name. We can hear that that's the same exact note, right? Well, it's not the same exact note, it's the same note by name, it's a G. That's a G, that's a G, G. So I used another springboard there, right? I just went up 12 frets from whatever I was at. So here I'm at the 3rd fret. I went to the 15th fret, 3 plus 12, right? So we go down 2 strings, up 2 frets, and that's our octave, right? A lot of you know that. That's great. So, this is very helpful because if you're doing any sort of soloing whatsoever, you can take whatever riff you're doing. I can do the same exact thing, just 1 octave up, very easily like that, okay? So that's a good thing to remember when you're soloing because it will help you navigate the neck better, okay? All right, now, that little rule there works for the 6th and 5th string. So 6th string, you go play a note, go down 2 frets, go down 2 strings, 1, 2, go up 2 frets, 1, 2, and there you go, you got your octave. So right now, let's do this together. For those of you that aren't getting this, put your first finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, the A string, or the second thickest string, the one that should be closest to your face. Okay, it's going away from the ground. So there's that 3rd fret. You're going to go down 2 strings from there and up 2, and then that's the number 2 that you're looking at on the screen there. So that works true. That's true for the 6th and 5th strings. Okay, but now when it comes to the 4th string, something changes. It has to be brought up yet another fret, and that just has to do with the tuning of the guitar. If you're saying, gosh, why don't we make it to where it matches? Yeah, if you did that, all of your chords would be jacked up, and there's a bunch of stuff that would be jacked up about the guitar. So there's a reason why we tune the guitar the way that we do it, as in standard tuning. Okay? I've been through that argument with myself, so if you're feeling that, I've done it before too. But alas, the way the guitar is tuned is the way that it's tuned, and it sounds best that way. It works best, arguably. Okay. Okay, so now on the 4th and 3rd strings, what we're going to do is this. So let's check out the number 6 there on that diagram, which is going to be the 10th fret of the D string, or the 4th string. So we're going to take the 4th string, which is D. We're going to come up to the 10th fret. Now, the way you can do that is you can just play the 12th fret and work your way backwards a whole step or 2 frets, right? And that's what that note should sound like if it's in tune. Okay? That's a C. And I know that because I just, in my mind, I backwards went to the C on this string, which in my mind, I just know the relationship between C and A, so these things start coming together. They start morphing after some time. There's a lot of myths that people think that you're just born with this stuff, and it's absolutely ridiculous. In fact, the more skilled the guitar player, the more they'll tell you, dude, I work my ass off, okay? And I learned this stuff. So in the same way, this is all stuff that you learn by just doing and reasoning and playing, really, okay? So there we are, 10th fret of the 4th string. That's a C. And now, so check this out. Now if we go down 2 strings, 1, 2, we got 3 frets, 1, 2, 3. We have another C right there. Okay, so we can hear that that's the same. It's the same note by name, but it's 1 octave higher. It's vibrating twice as fast. And let's look at number 2 and 3 now. So now this would be the G, or the 3rd string. And if we go to the 5th fret there, right, you're going to get another C. So we're playing first fingers on the 5th fret, 3rd string. We're going to pluck that note. It's a C. And now we go down 2 strings, 1, 2, up 3 frets, 1, 2, 3. There we got another C, right? Now again, that's really helpful if we're doing any sort of any sort of octave playing like that, or if we're doing any sort of soloing and we're trying to navigate licks that we do, you know. To know that that's available to us is really nice, you know. Okay, so again, if you don't get these movable springboards, you will get them in time, and I've given you this course. If you're just joining us, friends, welcome to how to play chord scales, riffs, licks, bits, motifs, whatever, all over the neck. And I'm showing you today 3 massive techniques, the ones that move the needle the most for all my students. And these things are the springboards, which we just taught. I'm going to show you the adjacent string trick here, and then I'm going to show you the cage system. So the adjacent string trick is only going to take a minute or so. I'd really like to spend way more time on the cage system, because I have 2 song examples for you to show you how I'm thinking and how most guitar players are thinking, pro guitar players are thinking when they're playing. Okay, helps them navigate. So, and if you need that course, first link below the video or the top link of the chat, make sure you go there. And I'm giving you 2 courses for free today, absolutely free. You don't have to pay for anything. The Unstoppable Guitar System Standard, and a course by the same name as this broadcast today with, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos, PDFs and everything. You can chat with me the whole 9 yards, okay? I'm here for you. Okay, here we go. Here's the second bit. By the way, if I didn't mention that I have several major announcements, Mike, the other announcement is what's happening next week. Don't let me forget that. That's huge. I literally don't have that in my notes. Okay, I got like 2 or 3 major announcements for you in about a half hour, not including giving away $3,000 worth of awesome stuff, okay? And these free courses I'm giving you. So just stick around for a minute, okay? All right, so let's get into adjacent string trick. So because of this little thing that we're looking at right now, right? Because of this springboards bit, watch this. This is something called the adjacent string trick. And you have this PDF, by the way, in the courses that I'm giving you today for free, okay? Cool, yeah, good. All right, so check this out. What you're looking at, I know it looks very intimidating to newbies. Other folks just know that these are possibilities, right? It's just like looking at a map of the world. You don't have to freak out. You're not going to every place at once, but you could go to one place if you wanted. So that's all we're doing here is we're looking at this. This is the key of G. All those red notes are G, the note G, and we're in the key of G major here, also known as E minor. And or it's the same notes, I should say. And what you're looking at, those rectangles there, check this out. Because of the springboards, the movable springboards, because of that, we have this phenomenon, what I call the adjacent string trick. Again, if you're looking for this on the internet, I don't think you're gonna find it. I don't know what other people call it. I don't look at other people. I just do my thing. So I don't know what other people call it. If they call it something else, then cool. I don't know what that is, but this is what I call the adjacent string trick. And the phenomenon is this. Basically, you can play the exact same lick that you played on strings 1 and 2. You can play it on strings 3 and 4, or 5 and 6, and it'll be the same exact shape. Like literally the same exact shape. You just need to move it, okay? So, for instance, right here, on that green arrow, okay, that's it. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play those 3 notes starting from the 6th string. I'm gonna play this. I'm also gonna turn off this delay. Okay, so check this out. Is that
Can you give me just a little more guitar?
a little more? Yeah.
There you go.
Does that work? Okay, actually, let me do this. Is that better? Okay. All right, so if we're playing this, okay, check that out, right? It's just, I'm just playing those 6 notes there from that little green segment there, okay? Now, if I take that and watch that, look at that little red segment. If I just bump it up a whole step, right? Remember, we moved a whole step before. Now, you'll probably have to change that when I'm doing that track later, Mike. Okay, so that's the same scale. Same exact scale. That's wicked cool, isn't it? So now check this out. Now go down to strings 1 and 2, boop, and go up 3 frets. 1, 2, 3, same exact scale. What? Mind blown. Dudes, I had been playing for decades before. I mean, I know that how the neck worked, but to actualize that and to say, dude, that works like that. It just, when you start thinking of things like that, have you ever like, it's your reticular activating system, I think it's called, where you notice something, you know, and then after you notice it one time, now you're noticing it all the time. I remember when I started liking the Tesla cars, I would see it and I'd be like, dang, that's a cool looking car. And then everybody was driving a Tesla. Like I could not see them. It's like one day I saw one and I recognized it. Oh, that's a Tesla. That's what people are talking about. And then they were everywhere, but they were always there. It's just that I had recognized it. So in the same way, once you recognize this, once you integrate it and you start messing with it a little bit, it will become integrated and it's super duper powerful. Okay, this is the adjacent string trick. And so basically anything that I play. Super easy. So I do this a lot if I'm playing, I showed you earlier, right? So like, it's the same lick, 3 different octaves, and I didn't have to think about it, okay? Which, if you're on stage, you want to be creative, and you don't want to have to be like, oh, no, where am I supposed to be at on the neck? No, you have these to go to. They're there every single time. This phenomenon works on every guitar, in every key, acoustic or electric or otherwise, right? So just remember that and start applying these things, okay? Now, let's look at the 4th thing, or the 3rd thing we'll call it here. And I'm glad I have a little bit of time here because the cage system. Let's talk about the cage system. You guys have heard this before, but the way I'm going to show you this today is, again, we're integrating this. I've taught these before, and we'll teach them for a long time from now because they're so absolutely powerful. So the cage system says this. It says that for every major chord, we can play it in 5 different positions, and those 5 different positions are based upon the 5 major open chords. There's really only 5 major open chords. It's C, A, G, E, and D. F is not an open chord, okay? So we have C, A, G, E, and D. Those are the only 5 open chords that we have. B7 is also not an open chord. So, because of that, and it's also not major, it's a 7th chord. So these are 5 major open chords. That's why we call it the cage system. And so basically, and I'll show you from these diagrams here, is that what happens is you have the ability to play these chords across the neck, whether you're soloing or otherwise. Okay. Now, one thing I'll tell you about this is you don't have to worry about not being able to play the chord. Let me say that again. You don't have to worry about not playing the chord. Playing the chord is only a very small portion of this, as I'm going to show you. You just need to know where you're at on the neck and where the notes are at. That's up in here, and that happens like that, okay? The actual playing of the chords and stuff, yeah, you'll get it eventually. Don't worry about it. The concept is understanding what to play. I've heard guitar players that didn't have a lot of hand skills, but they knew what to play, and they played it well, and it was awesome. And I know other players who have great hand skills, and they can play all the licks and stuff, and there's no soul, okay? So, with that being said, there's 2 parts to playing guitar, right? There's the learning part, the concepts, which you can get like that, and then there's the playing part, which takes a little bit more cultivating, a little bit more time, okay? So we got caged. So it goes like this, okay? Now, number 1, this is the C major scale, what we have here. And let me show you this concept in a few different ways. This scale here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, that's probably not the key, we'll see. No, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, that's the major scale. We're just saying the names of the notes as they go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So those are the scale notes, or what we call the degrees. Now check this out. Anything that has a 1, a 3, or a 5 could make up a major chord, because that's what a major chord is. It's a 1 and a 3 and a 5 from the major scale. That's one definition of it, okay? And here we go. Check this out. Here's a 1, here's a 3, here's a 5, and here's a 1, and here's a 3. Any combination of those, and we've got a C major chord. We could also play this 1 and this 5 and this 1 and this 3 and this 5, as I'm going to show you. But this form here, you know this form. This is a C major form, and it looks like this. Cool? Good. So that's a C major in a C major form. Now this chord here, following this blue stuff, this is what I just pointed out. Here's the 1, here's the 5, here's the 1, here's the 3, here's the 5. And this is an A major form. And what I mean by form is it feels like it. It looks like it, but sonically it's not what's happening. If I played this and said, hey, this is an A, and my keyboard player is going to be like, no, it's not. That's a C, okay? because we're talking about the notes here. But it feels like an A. How does it feel like an A? Well, that's a C chord, but it feels like an A major chord. So we're getting that from that form, okay? If that doesn't make sense to you, it's okay. There's a ton of people, everybody's at a different place in this stuff, so don't let that ruin your day if you're like, I don't get that, I'm out. No, man, just keep going, get what you can get. I'm gonna guide you through this. No one learns guitar perfectly linearly, step by step, unless they're in my guitar system, and even that's arguable. Some might say that it should be a slightly different order. You know, one guy's gonna say one thing and another guy's gonna say something else. But at the end of the day, don't beat yourself up if you don't get this stuff at first, okay? Cool. All right, so check this out. So we have C form, C major. We have A form, A major. We have G form, C major. Right? And you can see the notes right there. So 1, a 3, a 5, a 1, a 3, a 5, 1. That's good for the morning. 1. Okay? And then we move down to this E form. This looks like an E chord. That's why we call it the E form. And so that's at the 8th fret, right? So we have... So I'm playing a 1, a 5, a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 1. So there, again, any combination of 1s, 3s, and 5s, if we have a 1, a 3, and a 5 present, we get that C major chord, right? So it doesn't matter. It's just, this is the way the guitar neck is laid out. It's pretty cool, right? And then we have the D form right here in this gray here. And we're looking at these purple notes right here. So I'm gonna put my first finger right there. Oh, by the way, this is at the 10th fret now, so here we go. Now, whether you can play this or not, it does not matter. What do you mean it doesn't matter, Eric? I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. The reason that we learn the cage system is not to play this goofy ass chord. That's goofy. No one's gonna go for this chord unless someone is just loaded with ego and they're like, look at what my hand can do on the guitar. We don't care what your hand can do on the guitar. We care if you can make it sound good. That's all we care about. Ain't no one impressed with that, okay? Maybe one guy. The other guy who's doing it on Instagram, okay? We just want to hear good stuff. That's all we want to hear, okay? So now, let's look at this all together. And I'm going to show, now, the reason why you don't need to play that chord is, and I'm going to show you 2 real-world examples here in just 1 second. I'm going to play 2 things for you, and I'm going to break it down and show you why it is that I thought this way on the guitar, okay? So, and then all together here, check it out. Here's C major, C form. Here's the C major, A form. Here's C major, G form, because it looks like a G chord. Here's a C major, E form, because it looks like an E chord. Here's the C major, D form in purple, because it looks like a D chord. But they're all 1s and 3s and 5s. So if they were ingredients, they would be whatever. The ingredients would be the same, but maybe they're bought from different stores or something like that, you know? Maybe different quality. But that is the cage system. Now let me show you why it is that why this works so well, okay? Mike, we don't need that anymore for the moment. You can bring me up again now. And then we're going to do, I'm gonna pull up. Okay, now Mike, do you remember where that guitar was before? Where you can move that back? Yeah, okay, cool.
Of course I do.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, actually I'm gonna switch guitars. I'm gonna bring in this old beast here. All right. So I told you guys that I use this stuff all the time, constantly. If I didn't have them, I would not know how to play guitar. I swear to you, I would not know what I'm doing, okay? Because they tell me where I'm at all times. They tell me where I need to go, what are the possibilities of what I'm doing, okay? And without it, I don't even know how to navigate the neck. And I guarantee you, if you took these 3 things away from all pro guitar players, they'd be like, I just don't even know what to do. I don't know where to go. Like literally taking the relationship between the octaves and the adjacent string trick in the cage system. We use this constantly. If it's not drilled into your head enough yet, Dear God, help you because you got to know this stuff. It's good, okay? Shilajit. By the way, if you guys have ever had that stuff, it does not taste good. I don't know why I said yum, because I know it's healthy for me, so that's why. Okay, so here's the deal. So this, I'm going to show you two songs, okay? The first one is called, oh, I think I have it up here somewhere. Hold on. Hold on. I got it here. Yeah. Okay, so this first tune, let me see what this first tune is. Mike, I'm just going to play it for 1 second, okay? Sorry. Okay, here's the deal. Okay, this is called Rolling Thunder, okay? And I'm going to talk about it first before I play it. And it's because literally I needed to come up with a solo for this. This band that I'm playing in, it's called Gabriel the Bull, and it's kind of, it's very southwesterny. Think Quentin Tarantino, Ennio Morricone. Oh, think of those like cowboy spaghetti western type guitars, obviously. And so it's not like a standard rock band that I'm in, which I've played in tons of pop and rock bands and stuff growing up and in college and what have you. And so it's not traditional like that. It's this kind of cowboy sound. So I have to approach the music differently. I'm not like blues soloing and doing all this stuff. I mean, I'll throw that stuff in every now and then, but it's very, it's different than what a usual rock band would be. So for this type of stuff, for these types of songs, I try to do a lot of like drony notes, arpeggios, chordal type solos because it just doesn't sound good with just like some searing lead. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but for the most part, this is what I'm used to doing. So the song is it's in the key of G minor, pretty sure. Yeah, G minor. And so it goes like this. It goes. So effectively, we have like a G minor, F, G. Oh, sorry, G minor, F, G minor, G minor, F. You don't need to memorize this. I'm just D sharp, right? F, D7, back to G minor. So the solo starts off on that G minor. So my first inclination when I started doing this is, when you solo, you typically want it in a higher register. That's why we're learning how to play up the neck, is we want to play in a higher register because when we're soloing, there needs to be something about it that lets it sit above the mix, the rest of the band. So that's why soloists go to this part of the neck because it's a different frequency for the most part. So what I did is I said, because you can use this, now check this out. If the stuff I'm giving you today is going to teach you the cage system as it applies to the major chord, but inside the Unstoppable guitar system, if you guys get into that today, I have a whole system on how to take the cage system and do minor chords with it, minor seventh chords, etc. And it literally we can play hundreds of chords like immediately. It will massively increase your chord vocabulary. And so what I did is for this, I knew G minor could also be played right here, right? Using the cage system, the minor cage system. So this is the first place that I came to play this solo. So I'm like, I need to be in that register. And I got this chord here. Well, because I'm trying to do arpeggios, I don't want to just arpeggiate, which is just... Okay, not that sort of thing. But this, I mean, it sounds nice. But even that, I'm going outside of the chord. It's what I call chord noodling. So it's like we're playing the chord, but we're also playing some other notes that are around those chords that are within the key. By the way, that's how all music works. When the singer's singing, they're just singing on top of the chord. Sometimes they're singing some other notes that aren't on the chord, creating tension and release. This is what music is from the beginning of time and will be to the end of time. Amen. So understand that All music is this. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to incorporate the chord that I was on, which was a G minor, but then I also wanted to bring in some other notes, because if I was just arpeggiating a chord, it would have been boring. So I wanted it to have movement, but I wanted it to have this drony thing that sat in with the G minor chord. So here's my G minor chord. So this was the lick I came up with, and then I'll show you the other licks I came up with according to the chord that I was on. So I went, here's my chord to start off. So I knew I wanted those three chords, those three notes to come out. So I did this. I went, yeah. And then it goes, plays this chord, which is a D sharp or an E flat, right? And I go, and right there, using the cage system, is a D sharp or an E flat chord. So I just worked around some of the noodle notes there. It took time. It's not like I just pooped it out, right? Like, it takes time to do this sort of thing. So don't think that you're just going to be completely inspired immediately. You're going to have to dork around with some stuff a little bit, okay? So, but what I did do consistently for both of these is I kept two notes droning and I moved one note. So that is a consistency I did there, right? And then I did the same thing right here, because then it goes to an F chord. And here's my F right here, using the cage system. Whoops. So I'm playing a chord here. Here's the suspended chord, and I'm just noodling notes, but I have the main chord in tow here. Something like that, right? So okay, so now that you got in my mind here, now let me play the finished product for you so that you can hear exactly what happened. But again, I didn't just come out with this. No guitar player does. You got to create it, and because you have chords, you have things to work with, variables, right? And then you have these tricks. Then you go, okay, well, I got these chords. I know what the chord is. I can go to that area of the neck, and all of a sudden, all these options start happening. And if you do that sort of thing, then you'll find that kind of the notes that you're grabbing for are like right where they should be, and you're like, man, that sounds good. Then you just have to memorize it. Okay, so here you go. Mike, are you ready where I can play this?
Yeah, let me cut your mic.
Okay.
It looks nothing like that. He's gonna call my name like rolling thunder. Only then will I know it's my day. Only then I'm gonna go like the sunset. There will be nothing for no one to bury when I meet my
Okay, with the exception of actually messing up that solo that I've played 700 times over my life, you get the idea, okay? I'm playing the arpeggios and I'm working around that note, okay? Or I'm working around that specific chord. Okay, I'm gonna give you one other example really quickly if I can. Mike, can we do that? We do one more example, sure, yeah? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, let me give you one more example really quickly. And then we're gonna do a giveaway, all right? We're gonna do some giveaways. all sorts of stuff. I have announcements for you, so just stick around here for 1 second yet. If you're just joining us, friends, make sure you click on that link. Hold on here. This song, they still got my vocal mic? Yeah, okay. So this song is also, this is a demo, so I didn't even tell my singer that I was doing this today, so hopefully he'll be okay with it. These songs aren't released. But this is a demo, there's not even bass on it or anything. But I did the same concept here, and I'll show you. Here's the solo, and I'll show you exactly. Well, here, let's get into it. So the song's in E minor, okay, and okay, so the song's in A minor, and give you a little vibe. That's the chord progression. So we have F, G, A minor, right? Now, there's one part that I specifically use the cage system, and it's the second half of the solo. So that's the only part I'm going to show you. So remember these chords: F, G, A minor. That G goes by really quickly, so I don't even emphasize it in this solo. So I have this F, and I use the D shape from the F using the cage system. Here's my E shape. Here's my D shape, because it goes in order: C, A, G, E, D every single time. What? Yes. I don't know. That's just like the planets lined up. And so that's my E form. So I'm going to go to my D form. That's right here. And so while that chord is playing, I'm playing. Again, I wanted the chord represented, but I wanted to move. I wanted to noodle it a little bit so that there was some movement in it, so it wasn't so boring. So I'm not just going. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying I wanted to have movement. So what I did is this: is I said D, or it's a D form. Then I had that right there. Those three notes, using the cage system, represent the A minor chord. And then I come up to this note, which is again another D shape, and that's my G chord. So the riff that you're going to hear in just a minute goes like this. Okay, so be listening for that. So here we go. We're going to give this a shot, all right? And I'm going to give you a little warm up so you can kind of get into the tune a little bit too.
You can.
Ooh.
So I'll go. There's something about the highway, something about the sound it makes. In a city full of strangers where nobody knows my name. Call me a coward, maybe I've run away. But the only place that I can see my demons face to face is on the Something about the highway, something about that sound.
All right, you get that? All right, so, what we're doing there, again, the cage system is not just so you can play chords up the neck. It's there for you, but we have to conceptually understand where the notes are at. I would not have known where those notes are at if I hadn't. I would either have had to have just searched for them to make them sound right, or had some sort of knowledge about that F chord is here, or I'm playing an F chord. What can I do? What can I do further up the neck? Otherwise, I'm just stuck to this F chord, right? So, massively inspirational the cage system is, okay? So let me just say that. And these 3 or 4 things are just game changers if you want to have that ability, right? Okay, friends, here we go. We're gonna do a giveaway here. I don't want you to go anywhere afterwards because, why? Because I've got major announcements for you. Mega announcement here, okay? You guys are gonna love this, all right? Mike, are we good before we can start doing this? The giveaways?
We are good.
Okay, and we're gonna probably do that in like 1 minute here. Okay, so friends who have just joined us recently here, what we've been talking about today is playing chords, scales, licks, solos, riffs, motifs all over the neck today using these 3 methods. To me, they're the 3 top methods. If you have liked the stuff that you're looking at today, but you hadn't really quite gotten it, or you want further support, there's a link right underneath the description of this video, or at the top of the chat, there is one. Click on that. That'll bring you to a page where I'm giving you 2 free courses today. The first one's the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard. Over 500,000 people have gone through this set of lessons already, massively changed the way that they play guitar. So there's that. Giving that to you today. It's like maybe 30-something videos. And then I'm also giving you a course today, which is the same as the title of this live broadcast, how to play chords and scales and what have you all over the net, right? So you're getting both of those today if you follow that link. So all the stuff I showed you today, all the PDFs, the images, all the support, and all that stuff is within there, including access to me, okay? All right, so that's number 1. That's the most important thing, okay? 2, let me tell you very quickly that we have a few major announcements. I'm gonna do all the announcements first, and then we're gonna do the giveaway, and then we'll do questions, okay? So here we go. Specials. You're gonna see on that page that you go to, we have 3 specials going on right now. Number 1, lifetime membership of the Unstoppable Guitar System. First off, if you don't know what that is, it's over 1,000 videos. I don't know how many hours of videos now, something like 50 hours of video. It is literally the largest course, the largest guitar lesson course on the internet. What do I mean by largest? I mean the largest as in the biggest. It's the most voluminous. It has the most videos from my understanding. Prove me wrong. Let me know, email me, message me, let me know. And it literally, through these videos, I've had more people than I think any course that's out there, because it's over 500,000, and I haven't seen anything that's come close to that. Now that's not bragging on me, it's bragging on the course. It's a good course. A lot of people have gone through it. In fact, if you've gone through it, please let folks know. Just say UGS. If you've gone through the top 30, or if you've gone through UGS, it doesn't matter, just put UGS. Let folks know that we're not playing around here. It really is a super powerful course. And because of that, we have 3 options for you today. Number 1 is $222 off the lifetime membership. So normally $685, it's $222 off of that today. Over 1,000 videos. Check this out, over 1,000 videos, over 600 jam tracks, that you can't find anywhere else but there, okay? They're created by us. Visual jam tracks where you see the chords going by. Email access support with me every day. I answer questions in there all day long. Folks say, hey, I need to do this, I need to do this. How do I do this? What do I do here? Boom, I help them with that, literally all day long. 3 live broadcasts from me every single month, not with thousands of people in the broadcast, or hundreds. I don't know how many are even in here right now, but however many are in here, not that many when we're doing the live within UGS, right? Because those are premium members. So if you want that kind of access for 3 hours to me per month, you will also have access to that. Okay, now I'm gonna wait for this major announcement, but it's gonna be an add-on to what I'm giving you today with all this stuff, okay? So you have $222 off. We have a new yearly thing. We just dropped this. If you are paying monthly for UGS, it's $19 a month, and 19 times 12 is 228. So normally it would be $228. The yearly now is $180. Slash it's $150 today. So we're literally knocking $78 off for the year. So if you're paying monthly and you want to do a year with us, we'd love to help you. Or if you don't want to commit to the lifetime membership, which has a 60-day money back guarantee anyhow, there you go. You got 3 different ways to do it. Also 365, which is a whole nother thing of playing. More about that later. Normally that's $79.95. Right? We're doing that for $49.95 today. That's $30 off. That's a lot off. Who authorized that, Mike?
I did.
Who authorized? That's a lot of money off. Anyhow, okay, so there you go. So $49.95 for 365. You also get 365 with the Unstoppable Guitar System. Oh, by the way. So if you're going to do it, get in there. Okay? All right, and here is one of the major announcements. Well, I've given some of these major announcements to you already, and then we're going to do the giveaway, okay? Not only do you get all those live hours with me, I'm also doing something new this week because, friends, I am passionate about playing guitar. I'm passionate about music, and I'm passionate about teaching people how to play guitar because it has literally saved my life in many different ways. And so I want to share that with you, okay? And I understand the difference between someone playing guitar and someone not playing guitar has about 90% to do with psychology and about 10% to do with mechanics. And the 90%, the mechanics part, I got taken care of. 90% is getting you to believe and understand that there's going to be growth. And that's what I do inside the Unstoppable Guitar System is I take you from complete unbelief and hope, maybe just a little bit of hope or desire to play the guitar, and I bring you to a place where you're like, I can't even believe what that guy did to me. Some ninja stuff. Here I am playing guitar. So I promised you that, and if you don't like it, you get 100% your money back. No questions asked. You get 60 days to try it out, okay? It's like giving you the keys to the Tesla for 60 days. Okay, so here's the major announcement. Because I really want you guys to understand this stuff and I want it to be integrated into you, I want to help you get to the place that you want to get on the guitar. For the next 5 days, or I should say starting on Monday, we're going to do a 5-day Guitar Challenge Boot Camp, okay? 5-day Guitar Challenge Boot Camp. A lot of you were with us for the 30-day Guitar Challenge, which was April of 2000, right? When we had the lockdown. So we did that for 30 days. We said, all right, fine, I'll set up at home, and I set up at home, and you got so many of you were with us, and we learned how to play guitar, and it was wonderful. And I wanted to do that again, but I'm like, 30 days, people aren't stuck at home anymore. Yay! So let's do a 5-day instead. So that's what we're doing. Starting on this Monday from 12 to 2 p.m., I'm going to bring you through a bunch of stuff. It's for you if you want it for free. It's not just for members, but it's obviously going to help you if you're in the course because I'm going to be teaching from the course, okay? So all that to say, I'm not going to go into all the details. I want to give this guitar away. I want to give some lifetime memberships, and I want to get to your questions, okay? So let's go ahead and do that right now. Mike, if you're ready.
It's up to me?
Yeah.
All right, let's give UGS winner number 1. I can pop it on the screen.
Okay, is that Tomas?
I
guess so. It says it's the number 1 here. Yeah. Okay, it says number 1 here. I just wanted to make, but it's not in order. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Just ignore me. All right, here we go, friends. Let's do. We're gonna do the first runner-up, and Mike, did I guess the right name? Is that the right name?
That's the one.
That's the one. Okay, friends, these are folks that registered early, right? Registered up until yesterday. So you can still, if you're registering now, you still get all the courses. It's just these are folks that registered by yesterday. So we're giving away 3 Unstoppable Guitar System / 365, and we're giving a grand prize winner this beautiful Epiphone Les Paul Gold Top, along with a lifetime membership to UGS. So, Mike, show us the first name, if you would, brother. Yeah? Is it... I can't read it. Is it Thomas?
It's Thomas.
It's Thomas. Okay, thanks. All right, so we have Thomas. I get your microphone's in the way. That's right. Thomas Semper. Thomas, congratulations. Now, friends, we saw that there was somebody who was hacking not hacking my account, but they created a fake account of mine and they were letting people know, hey, you won the guitar. They didn't win the guitar. He was scamming people and asking people for shipping money. We don't do that. We just ship the guitar to you and give you all the good stuff. Why would we give you, $1,000 worth of stuff and charge you for shipping? That's cheap ass. And we're just not going to do that. So if anybody ever does that, it's not us. We're not going to ask you for money, bruh. Okay? So Thomas, congratulations, my friend. We have your email. And we will be in touch with you, okay? So all the winners, we're going to be in touch with you via email, right, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, because you didn't just show their email. Or did you?
No.
No, okay, good, thank you. I was like, we need to change that. Okay, so Thomas, we're gonna get in touch with you via email, right? Everybody will get in touch with you via email. All right, number 2 is the second Unstoppable Guitar System winner, and this is Mano Gracias. Gracias.
Perfect.
Is that your wife speaks Spanish, right?
I know.
Manos, gracias, gracias. I don't know. Rock. There you go, man. All right, congratulations, my friend. That was for the Unstoppable Guitar System. We will get in touch with you via email, not on Instagram where that jerk is, okay? And number 3 is Scott Parks.
Oh, you got ahead of me.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, hey. This is going great.
All right, Scott Parks. Can they hear you, by the way? Can the family hear you out there?
Only from the distance.
Okay, all right. All right, we got Scott up on the screen there.
Sure we do.
All right, Scott, congratulations, brother. And the grand prize winner, here we go. We need
I'm
to
going to show him how he picked it.
oh, yes, show them how we pick, and then that's how we'll announce it. And I'll be looking at your screen there.
Yeah, because they're not going to see you.
Yeah, friends, check this out. This is how Mike picks the winners. We tell you, it's random.
Here we go.
Here we go. He's showing you. You tell me when it... Okay, I'm seeing it right there. There we go. Mark Boyer. Mark Boyer is the winner. So Mike has some software that will take registrants and pick that guy or that girl, whoever. But does it randomly. So there you go. Mark, congratulations, my friend. You win this beautiful guitar. We'll be in touch with you via email. Get your address and all that good stuff, and we'll get you hooked up in the system. Yeah, Mike.
They're going to get an email from @YourGuitarSage email address.
Yes.
1S.
Yes. Listen, friends, you're going to receive an email from @YourGuitarSage. It's going to be an email address that's @YourGuitarSage, and make sure that it only has .com. Make sure it only has one S in it, right? Because someone could create a friggin' YourGuitarSage with 3 S's or 2 S's, like the jerk did on Instagram. Pox to you, pal, and fleas upon your nether regions. Okay, all right, friends. Weird. Let's get into some questions, my friends. All right, so I think I've got everything covered for you. Don't forget, if you want me to walk you through this entire system, here's the deal. You don't even need to. You could try this because we have a $1 feature as well. If you have questions about that, let us know. I'll get you hooked up with that. But that's basically trying it out. And if you try it out for the 30 days, you're going to miss the specials for sure. But if you want to join us next week, if you want to check out the system and you're like, no, I'm still very... I'm speculative, Eric. You've only been on the internet since, you've only been doing this since 2006. What's that? It's like 16 years. And before that, you were only been teaching for like 35 years. I don't know about you. It's called the Unstoppable Guitar System. There are lifetime memberships. I'm kind of going to be here for a while. I've kind of painted myself in a corner a little bit. Okay. It's okay. I like it. I love it. I love helping people how to play guitar. So that's it. All right. Here we go. Let me pull up my chat. Dang, this chat is flying. Woo. Dang. Is that for real? Or am I just catching up?
It's been pretty fast.
Holy cow, I can't get a question into that. Look at that. How many people are in here?
About 500.
That's amazing. 500 folks. That's
You just announced the winner.
Oh.
That's why they're going like that.
dang. All right. Well, we'll let it slow down here a little bit. Wow, that's awesome. Brian Copeland, brother, thank you so much for the donation. That is super duper kind. I appreciate that. Michael, throw up the buy me a coffee if you want, if anybody wants to donate a coffee, you know. Okay, here we go. Questions, friends. This will be questions regarding the program, regarding the specials, regarding what it is that we're talking about today, and all the rest. Yeah, Brian, super sweet. Thank you so much for that donation. Super kind. Okay, so now, friends, now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a question mark and all caps. And please, if you would, don't spam it. Don't be like boom, 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 boom. I try not to answer those people. Okay. And but if I miss it, you're welcome to copy it and then put it like a minute later or something like that. But man, it gets real annoying. And imagine if everybody was doing it. They're usually folks from some other place or something. I don't know, where maybe the culture's different. I don't know. Whatever. Don't want to step on anybody's toes. Here we go. Different. You know what I mean by different. Like I'm different. You're different. Whatever. Here we go. Cage still confuses me because of many of the odd, difficult shapes will never be used, and that is why it confuses me. Why use it? Okay, Franz, go back to about the 45-minute mark where I talk about that. Here's the deal. When we're using the Cage system, you don't have to play the chord shapes, Franz. You don't have to. What it does is it tells you where you're at on the net, right? So if I'm playing, let's see. Is that all right if I pull something up here, Mike, or no? Does it suck now?
What are you pulling up?
Just my guitar tone a little bit.
All right, hold on. I want to turn you up just a bit. No backing track, right?
No backing track. It's just me playing. The 11 comments later. Okay, so because, Franz, check this out. If I'm in the key of, let's say the band's playing an E chord, and I'm like, well, what can I do? Well, I could do stuff around here. I could do stuff right here. But there's my E chord. There, you know, if I stay on that E chord, you can't mess up. So if you feel like you're going outside of the scale or outside of the solo or something, you've got that foundation, and then you can just wiggle around there. That's what I was doing here with this formation, or this form. Now see, notice, it's like, see how melodic that sounded, and there was notes that were kind of bumping into each other and what have you? Not bumping into each other, but supporting. And so that literally, that's all I'm doing is I'm supporting what it is that I'm doing with a few notes. And so I was playing 2 notes out of the chord, and I was playing a melody on top of it, but I knew where the notes were at because of the Cage system. Does that make sense? You don't have to play the chord. Again, you don't have to play the chord. The bar chord shape, the A bar chord shape utilizes the ring finger. I use the pinky. Is there a disadvantage to doing this? Nope, not at all. No disadvantage. If it works for you, it works. A lot of people create rules for music. There are no rules in music. But Eric, what about music theory? I love music theory. The only thing music theory is it explains what we're hearing. That's all it is. It's not rules. It just explains what it is that we're hearing, okay? If you like a recipe and someone says, you know why that's so good, is because it literally hits your salt palate, and it hits your, it's got the fat in it, and it's got the sweet in it, and it's got the sour, and it's got the bitter, and it's hitting all those things at once. And you go, oh, okay, that's theory. That's all it is. So, and that sort of stuff is very, very helpful. Okay. So Daniel Kim is saying, how to get more accurate and precise right and left hand synchronization. Daniel, it's only time. It's only practice. And it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to get good at. okay? So if you're practicing the pentatonic scale, you're going to get good at the pentatonic scale. And you won't get as good at playing the cage system. If you're playing the cage system, you're going to get good at the cage system. So whatever it is that you practice is what you're going to get good at. Now, some people may say, well, that's just an obvious answer. It's the only answer. Duh. Yes, it's the obvious answer. It's the only answer. There's no thing that someone can tell you or do other than you got to practice those parts. So, but here, Daniel, let me help you out. What I want you to do is I want you to practice the thing that you want to get good at today. Practice that specific thing and don't practice the 10 million other things that people are telling you to practice if they don't move you. Life is too short to be doing that, Practice what makes you keep coming to the guitar over and over and over again, and you won't put it down, okay? All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Alan, thanks for the donation there, brother. So kind of you. So kind. Yeah, thank you for the all caps, okay? How do you quickly figure out what key the band is playing in? That's a great question, Ian. So, I have some videos on this inside the system, about ear training. I have some videos on this on YouTube, and if you have a question about something like this, you could always search like YourGuitarSage key, or YourGuitarSage ear, or YourGuitarSage Hendrix, YourGuitarSage Beatles, YourGuitarSage Chords, YourGuitarSage Scales, YourGuitarSage Blues, and you're gonna find some videos, okay? So in this case here, how do you figure out what key the band is playing in is a great question. And so I have something on that, but essentially here are a few things that you can do. When I am thinking about how to find out what key it's in, I'm thinking like I'm a detective, because just because I assume that it's one key doesn't necessarily mean that that's correct. So I'll find one clue, another clue, and eventually you get faster and faster at this. You're able to create that hunch comes quicker, okay? And it's not so much of a hunch as it is these things are pointing towards this particular key. So what I do is the very first chord of the song is a good indicator. The last chord of the song is almost always a good indicator, because most songs end on the tonic. You don't want them to end on some other chord. They're going to sound unfinished. That being said, it doesn't always do that. That's why we have many things that we look at. They're rules of thumb, but collectively, you're going to find out what key you're in, okay? Obviously, you can look at the sheet music if you know how to read the key signature. That's a third way to do it. Usually, the very last note of the chorus, okay? Usually, the very last note of the chorus resolves to the tonic. Not always, but try these three things, okay? Another thing that you can do is you can play the melody and find the shape of the major scale within the melody that you're doing. So if it's happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Here we go, watch this. Happy birthday, happy birthday. I forgot what key I was in. Happy. Jeez. Happy. It's weird with these with the phones in here. So happy. So there's my tonic. So I found that by just playing the note until I found it, right? And that's not too hard. That's what I call hum and hunt. That's inside the Unstoppable Guitar System for you guys. And basically you just hum a note, you find it on the neck, but there's a specific way to find it on the neck. It's not just jumping around, because that's going to take a long time. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. You got to do it linearly, and I show you how to do that inside the program. So what I do is I find the note and happy, right? Now once we find our first note, we can find the rest of the melody. So happy birthday to you. Well, if I look, I'm probably in the key of F, because thank you so much for that super kind donation, Sergeant Music. Thank you, Eric, from all the veterans you have helped. Oh, you're so welcome, Sergeant Music. I love that name. That's fantastic. Friends, if you don't know what Sergeant Music's talking about, is we provide that $685 program. We provide that for absolutely free to all veterans and armed services of the United States. So to know more about that, go to YourGuitarSage.com/veterans. Let a veteran know we're here to help you guys, because we know how music absolutely soothes the soul. PTSD, all the rest. It's like magic. It's like sitting with God, except you're sitting with your guitar and sitting with God and your guitar. It gets you close, man. I'm telling you, it's like meditation or anything else. I love it. It's changed my life. So thank you so much for that kind donation. That's super sweet. So here we go. So if I keep going with that, I try to find the shape of the major scale in there so that I know, okay, well, that's my tonic now. So that's like a fifth way to figure it out, okay? All right. Make sense? I think so. What's hissing in my ears? Might something go up? Do I need to turn my guitar up? I can turn it up. I can get loud with it. Yeah. You want me to?
Not too much.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, somebody's saying how to train the finger tremolo. Okay, so if you mean like... right? So that's called the tremolo, and that's when you pick a note, right? And you hammer, pull off, hammer, pull off, hammer, pull off. I talk about this inside the course for you guys, but here you go. I'm gonna pick a note. I'm gonna hammer it, except I'll do the right string this time, okay? Okay? And then I could do a pull off. And if I do a combination of them while I'm muting the other strings, the sound's only coming from the hammering on and the pulling off. Now, some people may say, yeah, I don't get it. It's still not working for me. Okay, look, you can understand the concept and still not be able to do it. If I teach you how to juggle and I'm like, well, you throw the ball up in the air and you catch it with the other hand, and you're like, yeah, but I can't do it. Well, of course you can't do it because you haven't practiced it, you big goof. You got to throw that ball up in the air a few hundred times until it feels good, okay? So you can get the concept and still not be able to do it. Now you got to practice and get to it. But you have the basic concept of hammer-ons and pull-offs there. Does it make sense? Okay. All right, someone is saying... okay. Man, so many good questions here, and I'm going to try to get to them all. Triads and caged for chord movements. How to connect them and see them as the same. Sun Yatan, that's a very, very broad question. Would take a long time to answer that. The cage system, if you have not absolutely devoured the information that I'm giving you into the cage system, there's no need for us to talk about that. I don't mean to be harsh, but it's just true. Like literally, Misha, like if you don't have that cage system memorized, this is cart before the horse, you know? All right. So watch the cage system. That's going to get you there. Have you been presenting songs lately? Do you think you will ever have a song fake book? Probably not. Not of professional songs because that is a copywriting nightmare, and I don't care to do that. How to start singing at the same time. Jishnu, I have a video on this. Watch it on YouTube. Search YourGuitarSage singing. YourGuitarSage singing. I have a whole course for this inside of the Unstoppable Guitar System. So if you're in UGS, this is available to you already. How to sing and play guitar at the same time, because there is a knack to it. There is a way to practice in order to be able to do all these things at once, okay? All right. Really quickly, for those, I'm going to get to this next question here, but for those who are just joining us, if you haven't already, make sure that you click the link, description of the video, or at the top of the chat. It's going to bring you to 2 free courses that I'm giving you today, the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard. Over 500,000 people have changed their guitar lives going through this course. And number two is a course by the same name as this live event today, how to play chords, scales, licks, solos all over the neck, with all the pieces that I talked about today in step-by-step fashion, with diagrams, with PDFs, with a way to get in touch with me, ask me questions on all the rest. That's there for you for free. All you got to do, click on that link and it's theirs. It's yours, I should say. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, and all the specials, you know. And and if you're just joining with us as well, if you are joining the Unstoppable Guitar System this week, this week, because all this will be good until I think next Sunday, and then it'll be going away. Not joking. Last time we did this was 4 months ago. So if you're on the fence, you can wait for several months again, I guess, or take advantage of it. Have a blast, okay? But I'm also doing a 5-day live, 10-hour boot camp challenge with you next week from Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Central. 1 hour live, 1 hour of Q&A every single day for 5 days. I have it already, what I'm going to be showing you, okay? And I think we're going to be sharing that with you somewhere today if we haven't already. If Mike hadn't done that already at some point today, we're going to share that with you, or you're going to see a video from me on YouTube or something. I've got something that's going to be announcing that. Okay, cool. All right. Being a lefty, what's that, Mike?
Chris just shared the link.
Oh, nice. Okay. Chris just shared that link. It's in the chat, friends. It's in the YouTube chat. So there you go.
Oh, wait, that's the other one.
No, it's the other one. Not it yet?
It will be there.
It will be. It's not there yet. Just hang in there. We'll put it up in a minute, guys. But if you're in my email, if you get emails from me, you'll get it, okay? So Mike Angelo is asking, being a lefty, what advice can you give me to excel through the upside down language for me? Mike, here's what I get from all lefties. I used to make lefty videos where we would flip the video, and lefties would say, don't do that because I got used to the mirror image. So Mike, I would guess that you're a new player, because this is what my lefties tell me. They say after a very short while, they just flip it in their mind and it's actually easier, especially when watching video, okay? Now, as far as playing, it's just going to be a little bit awkward at first. But guess what? It's awkward for us righties at first too. So don't create some story or don't paint yourself into a corner with some psychology thinking because you're a lefty it's going to be harder. It's not. Okay? Playing guitar is challenging. It's fun. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. It's rewarding. But you're gonna be challenged a little bit, right? And that's one of the things that you're gonna be challenged with. So once you flip it in your mind, you're gonna be fine. It's just a little bit awkward today. So just trust the process. You're gonna be fine. You're not the first lefty who's had this complaint, right? How do I access the PDFs for this lesson? Marguerite, you're gonna click the link in the description of the video or at the top of the chat, and you're going to get the courses that I'm giving to you for free today, okay? I was gonna provide a PDF, but there's way too much stuff that I'm providing for you guys today. I'm providing nearly 40 videos, a bunch of PDFs, and it got too big. So I'm just giving the courses to you, so you'd have to get in them, okay? So click that link and you can get in. That'll give you access, a way to get into the course, okay? Cool. All right. Okay, how do I stay focused during practice? Okay, well, there's a few things that you can do. Turn off all the distractions. Put yourself in a state where you're like, for the next hour, I'm going to be devoted to this. But if you have your notifications on, that's going to distract you. If you have anything on. So what I do is when I'm working hard, I'll tell my wife, I'm like, I'm going into my cave. If the house is burning down, get me. Otherwise, don't get me. I don't want to be bothered, because that's what I do. So like I like to hyper focus on things. This idea of doing many things at once is for the birds, man. They've proven that that's not good for the brain. It's bad for it creates anxiety, and you don't get crap done. You gotta be focused, right? So being focused, super smart to do. I also take nootropics. I take lots of nootropics. L-theanine, blue methylene, mushrooms. I'm loaded with mushrooms today. All sorts of things that help the cognitive function of the brain. That's why I'm talking fast too, probably. It's because it all makes sense to me. So those sorts of things really, truly help me get focused. Not eating foods that slow you down. Grains will slow you down. Don't get mad at me. I didn't create that. It's just, it'll slow your brain down. So I try to stay away from that. It's not that I don't eat them at all, but try to stay away from it, right? What keeps me constantly motivated? Corby is saying, oh my God, so many things. Life is amazing. I wake up early and I work out. That keeps me motivated. Eating right keeps me motivated. Keeping around people who are up and not down keeps me motivated. Getting rid of dead weight friends who aren't really friends, but just people who you knew, who you brought with over the years that might wear you down, that you're like, dear Lord, this person is just constantly draining me. They're not doing anything to give back. So that's something that I do. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. Dear Lord, I don't watch the news. And because of that, I surround myself with lots of positive people and what have you. I'm in an upstate like almost always. So, Wayne, thanks for your kindness to the veterans. Did you serve? I did not. It was one of the routes that I was going to go. I was either going to be a monk, or I was going into the military, or I was going to be a rock star. I was going to play guitar, and I chose the last. I was this close to being a monk when I was Catholic. How about that? Monk Eric. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Ken Solo is saying, YGS, any tips on figuring out the key of progressive rock? I have difficulty with all the modal changes and key changes in progressive rock. Ken, no, not specifically progressive rock, but if you can't figure out the key of a pop song or rock song or blues song, then progressive rock you don't want to start there, right? So, I have general bits to finding keys and what have you. It's the same for everything. It really is. It's no different with progressive rock. It's that progressive rock brings in some different bits and pieces, some modes and what have you. But remember, when you're playing in modes, you are doing temporary key changes. So you're changing the tonal center. So, it's kind of everything's up for grabs. And you're not working with the same variables. But if you can't do that with rock pop songs, any rock or pop song that you're listening to, I highly suggest doing that first, and then you can start looking at progressive rock songs. Make sense? Okay, cool. Joe was saying, is there supposed to be a free PDF? Yes, there's many free PDFs, Joe. You got to get the course, and I'm giving the course to you today for free, the very first link in the description of the video. So right underneath the video, in the description of the video, click that link. It'll bring you to a page. You'll see the video where we're at. Scroll down. There's a place to put your name and email. We'll send you those courses. That's all you got to do. You don't have to pay anything. And all the PDFs are in there, step by step, ways to get, chat right underneath there, the whole 9 yards. Okay, cool. Thank you, Thomas. That's so kind. Oh, a lot of sweet vets in here. Love it, man. Frickin' love it. Okay. Psilocybin or button? I shall not reveal. I hear many mushrooms are good, though. That's all I'm saying. Wait a minute. Did the Wolf of Wall Street do a ton of mushrooms? I don't know. I didn't see that movie, but I don't like when people glorify those a-holes that steal from people and make a Hollywood movie out of it. Sorry. And DiCaprio. It was a double hit. Distractions. I used to tell the kids, if you don't see blood or smoke, it can wait for the hour. Absolutely, man. Man, friends, having your time that you can create like that and be alone and with your thoughts and everything is really important. Some people don't have that, and it's really an important thing. What are atmospheric chords? I heard the term a lot. I've never heard that in my life. What they probably mean is very kind of atmospheric ambient type stuff, like. Right, that sort of sound. So they're probably talking about the effects behind it, because atmospheric specifically, there's no atmospheric chord that I know of. What's the difference between UGS Pro and the 365 guitar lessons? I'm glad you asked, Jeff. Here we go. So UGS Pro Let's start with 365. 365 is something, a brainstorm that I had one day where I'm like, man, I would love to take people through an entire year of playing where they don't have to think about anything and they could just pick up the guitar, look at that exercise and go and rock it. And so I said, okay, well, there's these 7 different areas that I want to focus on. Well, look at there. There's 7 days of the week. That's perfect. And so Mondays is alternate picking. Day 2 is hammer-ons and pull-offs. Day 3 is economic picking. Day 4 might be polyphonic type style picking. Maybe Friday would be angular picking, and Saturday would be finger picking, and one of the other days was like scalular, which was kind of like a quasi theory type of pattern thing on the fretboard. So it taught you a little bit more about patterns and stuff. And so I said, okay, take these 7 days. We're going to start them off real super easy on week 1. But the pro can do it and not be bored because he just has to pull up the speed, okay? So I say, let's do that, right? And then in week 2, we take the easy thing that we did and we make it this much harder, that much. And we do that 52 times so that by the end of the year, you are shredding in these 7 different areas. So that's what the 365 is. That's what's $49.99 today, which is normally $79.99. But you also get 365 with UGS. Now, this is who 365 is for. 365 is for people who know everything about music already. And the only thing they need to do is move their fingers. So like Steve Vai would be a perfect person for this. Someone who they got to move their fingers. They want to have a bunch of exercises. Boom, let's go, right? But if you don't know all the bits and pieces about guitar, UGS is something that you want. You know what I'm saying? Because you can know how to play all these licks. Like I've said, I've seen players who can really move their fingers very fast, but they don't say anything from here. And then I've seen guys who are sloppy, AKA... I don't even want to call him sloppy, just kind of unorthodox like Jack White. And the guy just, oh my gosh, so much soul comes out of that guy, okay? So, but playing these licks are important. Playing that accurately is important. But we got to know how and where and what to play, right? If you knew all the words in the English language but didn't know how to assemble a sentence, well, it wouldn't matter to you. Wouldn't matter at all to you. You couldn't speak. But that's how children learn to speak, right? Is by mimicking and getting phrases and what have you. So that's essentially what UGS is. If you could think about like you saying, man, I want to know how to play the cage system, or I want to know how to play swing guitar, or blues guitar, or rock guitar, or I want to play the jam tracks, or I want to solo, or I want to finger pick, or I want to name it. That's what the Unstoppable Guitar System is. That's why we have like over 1,000 videos in there, right? It's literally everything that you want to learn about the guitar. Boom, UGS. 365 is like exercises. And the exercises are great, but they're not going to get you to write a song or sing and play at the same time or play bar chords, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to get your fingers working, okay? Now, when you buy UGS, we give you 365. It's there for you with it. That's the one that's $222 off today. You get all of that. And you get the 3 live lessons from me every single month. And you get next week, which is that boot camp, 5-day boot camp, 10 hours where I'm literally walking you through everything. Now, you don't have to be a member to do that. I'll be there for you next week. But that's the difference between the two, Jeff. Thanks for asking. Okay. I heard the sad news about Taylor Hawkins. I heard that this morning. I was like, no, I love that guy. Foo Fighters, drummer for the Foo Fighters, perished last night. If you are a beginner, should you learn strumming first or chords? It doesn't really matter. You could learn it in whatever order you want to learn. Does not matter. The way I teach it in the program is I think I teach the chords first, but you can do either, okay? What's the difference between your Udemy course and UGS Pro? By the way, your course is brilliant. Thank you so much, Kunal. I really appreciate that. So Udemy, I have a course on Udemy. It's the #1 guitar lesson course on the internet. Not joking. Go check it out. It's over 230,000 students in it. There's a ton of students in there. And so it's a beautiful course. It's awesome. It's helpful. All the rest. That being said, what's the difference? The Udemy course is much smaller. It's a truncated version of the Unstoppable Guitar System. The Unstoppable Guitar System is like 1,000 videos, whereas the other one maybe 300 something. I'm not too sure. I don't do live broadcasts for my Udemy course. I do them for my UGS course. So like we're going to be doing 3 of them. Not this next week. We'll be doing we're doing it next week or the week after? Week after. Week after, yeah. So next week we're doing the 5-day broadcast, and then the week after that we're going to be doing our live broadcast. Those are only for Unstoppable Guitar System folks. I check those emails absolutely every single day. Inside of UGS, you have 600 plus jam tracks. You have the visual jam tracks. You get the ebooks. You get just a load of other stuff. It doesn't compare, even though it's the #1 guitar lesson course on the website. The complete guitar system it pales in comparison to what the Unstoppable Guitar System is. It's huge, okay? It's huge. All right. Is there an ideal age for learning guitar? Yes, your age now, today. I've been a music buff for years, but got a guitar later in life, and loving music does not always translate into learning how to play the guitar. No, it does not. Sitting down and practicing is the thing that does that. And, you know, my love for food doesn't make me a chef, okay? My love for the ladies doesn't make me a ladies' man. And when I say the ladies, I mean my wife, because she's watching. No, but that's true. I love my wife. I'm absolutely in love with her. She's hot. So is there an ideal age for learning guitar? It's right now. There is. You know what's funny is, Ron, I say kids. I have kids that are 16 years old that are asking this question. And then I got veterans that are in their 70s and 80s in my program who aren't asking that age. Is it too late? They're like, I'm doing this. And I got the time and I'm gonna conquer this. So right now is the time. Kevin is saying Deep Work. That's a great book. If you haven't read that one, Deep Work absolutely talks about really getting in that zone. And there's about an hour. So talking about that focus, what somebody was saying, you have about 1 hour where your brain can get into this place called deep work, where you can really just hammer stuff out and your mind's just absorbing stuff massively and deep. But you can only do it for about an hour. And then you want to give yourself a rest and then come back to it. Okay? How do you make that really high ding sound when you touch the strings? Lego Man in danger. Oh no, Lego Man. So that's called a harmonic. Am I a little hot there?
Well, somebody's doing harmonics.
So those are called harmonics, and at the 5th, 7th, and 12th fret, there's actually places all over the neck. All right, Rebel Yell. I think was that Rebel Yell? Yeah. Yeah. So they're all over the neck. That's what we're hearing there. I'm not pressing the strings down. I'm just dragging my finger across it, not pressing them down to the fret. But 5, 7, and 12 are the ones that sound out the loudest. And what you want to do is you would take your finger, hold it over the fret wire. If you hold it here, that's not going to do anything. You have to hold it directly over that fret wire. And you're just touching the string, picking, and then lifting your finger up, okay? It takes a little getting used to, but if you want to find that on YouTube, just search YourGuitarSage. Harmonics. Alan, you are all winners, indeed. Indeed, my friend. All right, which course? UGS or 365, do you guys think works faster? It's not about working faster, it's different. It's kind of like this. It's like if you were very serious about health, you'd go to the gym, but then you would read stuff, you would investigate, you would take supplements, you would eat right, you would whatever the things are that you would do to feel better, right? But going to the gym, gotta go to the gym, and that is 365, okay? Now there's tons of stuff that you learn inside of UGS. That's like the whys of it. You're learning the anatomy and everything else, you know what I'm saying? So it's not about faster, and at the end of the day, you don't wanna, probably not what you wanna hear, Corby, but Guitar is not something you pick up because you're going to learn it fast. Nobody does that. It's something that you want to marinate in. It's something you want to get used to. It's a friend. It's a lifelong friend. You really want to take your time with it. I know it sounds goofy, but that's just the truth. I've been doing this for a long time, and the more I do it, the more fun it is, the more enjoyable it is, the whole 9 yards, you know? The ideal is the age you enjoy playing, indeed. Brian says, I love Steve Vai. I know, dude. I totally was thinking of you when I said the word Steve Vai because I know you love him. I literally was thinking, I thought Brian Copeland loves Steve Vai. Okay. All right, here we go. Did you say free for all veterans? Veterans of the U.S. That is true, Robert. Yes, sir. Go to YourGuitarSage.com/veterans. What genres do you cover in your system and how deep do you go? Kevin, the only way to find out is to get in there. I mean, honestly, you can get in there for $1 if you go to YourGuitarSage.com/1. Is that link still working, Mike? You'll find out. We'll find out. YourGuitarSage.com/1. We'll see. But you can get in there for $1 and try it out. You got 30 days to try it out before the gate closes. We're checking on it. Yeah. Awesome. YourGuitarSage.com/1. You can try it out, Kevin. But rock, blues, we have some kind of gypsy jazz, swing type stuff in there. Cowboy style guitar. All the basic genres that you're gonna love. We go pretty deep, man. I mean, 1,000 videos. I don't know how many you can watch. I don't know if any of my students have gone through all my videos. Yeah, the course, Athelina, yeah, it works with acoustic or electric. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. What guitar are you holding? This is the one I'm giving away. This is an Epiphone Les Paul. Gold top. And we just gave it away. Okay. Does sending a new guitar to a luthier void the warranty? No, it shouldn't. I've never heard of such a thing. That would be really goofy. No. Oh, wow, I'm at the end of my questions. Good. All right, we got about 9 minutes here, so we're going to keep going. Yeah, gold top, exactly. We're going to keep going here. Any questions that I see? So friends, if you have not already, make sure you take advantage. I can't help you. I mean, I can help you right now, but once this broadcast ends, how am I going to help you? And I'm giving you all these courses for free. So get in there, man. First link in the description of the video or top of the chat there. That'll give you 2 courses, the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard and the course by the same name here, How to Play Chords, Scales, Licks, Solos all over the neck, showing you the 3 things that I showed you today, but in more detail, longer videos, PDFs, images, the whole 9 yards, okay? Do the end of your fingers become hard? Yes, you get calluses over time, and it's fantastic because it makes everything sound better, feel better. It's just all, you know? How do YouTubers get all their legit sounding backing tracks? Is it all DAW? You can make your own backing tracks. We do a lot of that, make our own backing tracks. You can buy backing tracks. There are backing track companies. If you search backing tracks on the interwebs, you will find all the different places, but that's how we do it, yeah. Stafford, any Hawaiian slack key style in UGS? No, but we do have a slide course in there by the incomparable RJ Ronquillo. He's a beast slide player. And in fact, when he was building that course, that's how it clicked for me. Slide guitar clicked for me. I've always had a slide. I'm not like RJ at that, but I can fake it. I can make it sound pretty decent. Can play a few songs, and listening to him as he was teaching the course literally made things click for me. So if you're into slide, you get that course for free inside the Unstoppable Guitar System as well. Okay. Okay, what does it mean when someone says Form 1 or Form 4, etc.? Thank you. Those are just names for scales. So with a pentatonic scale, that one is called Form 1, you know, and then Form 2 would be and so on and so forth, okay? What are all the courses that you can do live? What are all the courses that you can do live? I don't know what you mean by that, friend. We do lots of them.
Does he mean where they live?
What are all the courses that you can do live? I don't know what that means. Corby, you have to shore that one up. I'm not sure what you mean by there. What do you mean you just can't help us? Of course you can. Okay, well, if this is helping, then great. But I mean, I can't go over to your house and download the videos and point you to the PDFs. You got to go to the page and download them for yourself. That's what I'm saying. If this is helping you, Master David, then boom, then you don't need to download it. You know what I mean? What do you think of Justin Hayward's guitar playing? I don't know who that is. Send me a link. Is there an agenda showing that will be in the 5-day challenge each day? Yes, there is. There is an agenda. Yes, we've created it already, and it will be presented to you in the description of that video. Who would you say are your biggest musical influences, inspirations growing up? A bunch of classical, Mozart, Bach. As far as rock, let's see, right after that, there was actually a bunch of opera and stuff that I listened to that my mom would listen to all the time that I loved. Then I got into anything that my brother was into. So I got into the Beatles, I got into Zeppelin, got into the Doors, AC/DC, Blue Oyster Cult, just like Golden Earring, like all those things, Judas Priest, and then started getting into rock and Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, bunch of metal bands, gypsy jazz. I mean, I have so many influences. I just love music in general. So, I can't pick one particular genre that I love more than another. I'd say maybe rock. Okay. Experiencing arm pain after about 3 or 4 hours of practice. Good for you. Yay. Travis picking throughout the day. Is there anything to worry about? Kunal is saying, nope, probably not. It's probably just that muscle's getting tired and your motivation is stronger than the muscles in your arm. And that's great. It's usually the other way around. So keep playing. Take a rest when you need to. Doing that repetitive movement, can be inflammatory. So do your stretching and that sort of thing. If it hurts, just use basic common sense. I do yoga every day. So my hands are constantly getting worked out like that. So do that. Stretch, okay? What's the difference between open chords and bar chords? An open chord is a chord that has open strings in it. And what we mean by open strings are strings that are played without fingers on it. So an open chord would be like an E minor, where only 2 of my fingers are playing 2 strings, where in 6, 4, 3, or 6, 3, 2, and 1 are not being fretted by any fingers. Right? A bar chord is when we take our finger and we bar like this, and we're pressing down all the strings, or some of the strings, and we're creating this bar with that finger there, okay? That's a bar chord. Okay, Mike, thanks so much for posting that. So Mike posted the 5-day challenge. It's right there in the description of the video. Folks, we're gonna be done in about 3 minutes here, okay? If you have any questions, get them in real quick. Click on that link if you want to join me next week for that 5-day guitar challenge boot camp, okay? You don't have to be inside of the Unstoppable Guitar System, but here's how it's going to work. The very first 2 days, I'm taking you through the beginner section, okay? Very first 2 days. So if you have the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard, which I'm giving you guys today for free, by going to the link in the description of the video or at the top of the chat, you'll see a place to sign up there. I'm giving those 2 courses to you. UGS Standard, that's the one we've had a ton of people go through. That I'm going to be doing on day 1, I think into day 2 maybe. Day 3, we're going to be talking about 365, and day 4 and 5 are going to be intermediate and advanced inside of the Unstoppable Guitar System, okay? Why did I say that? What was the question? I don't even forgot what the question was.
I'd help you, but that's no fun.
That's no fun. I don't know what the heck. All right.
They were talking about the agenda for
Oh, the agenda. Yeah. So just check that out there, man. Comment on the care of your guitar. Joe, it's in the free course I'm giving you today, so that will be redundant. It's one of the last videos. Oh, Justin Hayward is the Moody Blues. Gotcha, okay. Have you ever seen Jeff Beck live? I haven't been in a room with him live, but I've definitely seen plenty of live videos of him playing, and Jeff Beck is just so good. I love him. Man, just amazing. Sorry, Eric, I meant, what are the type of courses available live? Like, do you ever do one-on-one with people? I do, Corby, but it's $300 an hour. It's very, very expensive. So this is why when I can do these sorts of things, they're very valuable, because I can answer your question in real time here, and you don't have to pay for anything, right? I can reach a lot of people. So, but I do all sorts of live stuff. Inside the Unstoppable Guitar System, we do 3 live every single month. And then I go live on YouTube like this, different times. Next week, we'll be live 5 times. So yeah, I'm doing it constantly. How to open the phrase trainer course. Steven, I'll show you in detail this week when we go in, but watch the welcome video. That means you did not watch the welcome video, or you forgot that the part that I say it, because I show you in the video how to get to my library. If you watch that welcome video, basically you're going to hit my library, which is a button at the top of your screen when you're inside the Unstoppable Guitar System, and then inside my library you'll see the phrase trainer. You just have to scroll down, you'll find it in there. Okay, what do you think about a real Gibson versus Epiphone? I'm so glad you asked, because I actually was going to say something about this, because I know some people are like, an Epiphone Les Paul is not as good as a Gibson Les Paul. And I'll tell you that I've owned about 5 or 6 Epiphone Les Pauls and about 5 or 6 Gibson Les Pauls in my life. I've had one amazing Gibson Les Paul and a second one that was pretty good. That was pretty awesome. But one that is amazing. And I've owned about 3 Epiphone Les Pauls that were amazing. So what I find, I've talked to other people that would agree with me. They say the Epiphone Les Pauls are really good guitars. They're just well made. And this is a fantastic guitar. I've had it personally set up by my guitar tech, Greg Ellis. So it's ready to go, man. It's a rock and roller, and it feels amazing. It obviously play any style of music, okay? That's what I think. Any tips to overcome frustration for not being able to play music after 4 months of practice? Eduardo, yes. You're not in the Unstoppable Guitar System. Ain't nobody who's in the Unstoppable Guitar System saying that to me. Nobody. Okay, because I'm going to step you through it step by step, Eduardo. You're not in a good system, or you don't have a good book, or a good teacher, somebody who can guide you day by day. Because a good teacher is going to bring you there. There's no excuses. I've never had a student, other than maybe 1 or 2, who just didn't really practice over the years, and they didn't grow very much. I've never had a student that didn't get where they wanted to go, okay? Because you just got to provide the way for them, that's it. What's the hardest song you've ever played? John Mayer's Neon is very hard, according to me. Okay, according to you. Well, one of the harder songs would be Never Going Back Again, I'd say, by Lindsey Buckingham. It's challenging. Another late-comer question. Do these lessons work for a beginner? Absolutely, friends, absolutely. The Unstoppable Guitar System is a beginner to an advanced player scenario. So, like, literally, it doesn't matter where you're at. It absolutely will help you. And I especially give attention to beginners, because beginners, they don't understand the psychology, right? They don't quite understand it, so they're gonna feel stuck, you know? So definitely. All right, friends, I would like to keep on. I would love to stay here a long time with you, but I mean, the questions just keep coming in, and I love it. I love it, but I can't keep going because I need to relieve my wife of my son. She's got something to do now. Mike wants to go home. It's a Saturday, but we love doing these with you guys, man. So number one, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for Mike. Mike is truly the brains behind the operation. I just get up here and play guitar. That's all I do. It's fun. Mike is the brain, so he helps me do all this, and he's a beast. So thank you so much. Stephen, thank you so much for the kind donation, super kind. Friends, a few things just to reiterate here. Take advantage of the free course. If you don't know what I'm talking about, sorry, folks, for those that have heard it 5 times. There are folks that are just joining with us or haven't heard yet. The first link in the description of the video, or the link at the top there that Mike has pinned to the top, it's blue. You see a guy with a black and white and a hat. That one right there, that's Mike, that's my guy. 11:57 is when he posted that. Click on that link. That will take you to a page where you can download 2 courses for absolutely free today. The Unstoppable Guitar System Standard. Over 500,000 people have gone through that, changed their guitar lives. And then also the course on what we talked about today, which is going to teach you the 3 basically top hacks to playing all over the neck. Will absolutely change the way that you think about playing guitar. Okay, so do those things, my friends. Take advantage. I'm going to be with you. If you decide to get into the Unstoppable Guitar System today, by the way, you're going to save $222 off the lifetime membership. If you do the yearly membership, it's going to save you $78 off the first year. So if you're paying monthly and you want to save $78, go for the yearly. I'm doing that. I made that for you because we had people requesting that. It's there to help you. Okay. And $365, normally $79.95 is $49.95 today. So what's that? $30 off. I didn't approve that. Mike did that, whatever. It's cheap. Take advantage of it. It's there for you guys, okay? And don't forget, next week, all next week, Monday through Friday, is the 5-day Guitar Challenge Boot Camp from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to be walking you through the Unstoppable Guitar System into 365. You don't even have to have the program for it to work, but if you want the PDFs and everything, I offer that stuff to you guys for free, right? So much of that stuff for free. And the intermediate and advanced section, you'd have to do the $1 offer, and I will mention that throughout the week in case you want to do that and get prepared for it. Okay, awesome. Any tips to play and sing? Yes, on YouTube, search YourGuitarSage, playing and singing, and I will guide you with that, okay? There's a whole course of that inside of the Unstoppable Guitar System. So when you see a video that I do on YouTube, most of the time, there's a whole course for it inside of the Unstoppable Guitar System. All right, guys, thank you so much. I think I covered everything. God, I hope I didn't forget anything. Love you guys. Thank you so much. This was a great broadcast today. Enjoy all the goodies today. And to those that won the guitar and the lifetime memberships from me, congratulations to you. Can't wait to see you guys in the program. Love you. Have a great weekend. Stay up. God bless. See you.